Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Diz Quiz. As always, I'm your host, Tommy T, here with another episode of our Disney game show. So this is part 2 of our episode. If you haven't seen part 1, there should be a link in the description somewhere around here. Go watch that or listen to that first before you come here, because I'm about to spoil the results of part 1. Did you watch it? You ready? Okay. So, in part 1, Matt pulled ahead with a score of 9-5. So, April's got her work cut out for her, but let's see how she does in part 2 coming right up. But before we get to that, just a quick word about how you can help the Diz Quiz grow, and that's by leaving a comment, leaving a like, subscribing on YouTube or podcast, like I always say. It really does help us grow, and you get my sincerest thanks for any sort of online interaction you can give the Diz Quiz. So thank you so much for all the support I've received already. Without further ado, let's head back into the show with Matt and April. All right, so we are back with Matt and April here for round 2. Before we get back into it, why don't we reintroduce our guests here? We'll start off with Matt. Why don't you tell us about the Imagineer podcast and where everybody can find you?
Yeah, so I'm Matt Kroll, host of the Imagineer podcast. You can find us on just about every podcast channel out there, iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. And you can find us on, that's Imagineer Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Imagineer Podcast. Facebook group we have as well. And then on Twitter, we're at Imagineer Audio. The only thing that's different.
Awesome. On Twitter. Okay.
On Twitter.
And then April, what about you? Your travel agency and everything. Why don't you let us know a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my full name is April Beiser. If you type it in anywhere out there, you'll probably find it. But I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Imagination Destinations by April. And then our website is imaginationdestinationstravel.com, where you could also find me under the Meet Our Team. So
great. Yeah, and as usual, I'll have the links in the descriptions to the website, so definitely check these guys out. But for now, we're going to head into round 2 of our Disney game show here. And for this round, we're doing away with the 50-50 like in the first round. You'll have to come up with the answer, and then if you get the question wrong or if you don't know the answer, the other person has the opportunity to steal that question for themselves. So, things can change really quickly here if you get one wrong. That's a big swing one way or the other. So, we're going to start off with April because she is behind by 4 points right now. But again, that's one steal and one question right, and things are real close once again. So, this category now is going to be just about Tomorrowland. So Tomorrowland in general. A lot of these are about the American parks. There's a couple thrown in about some of the international parks.
Okay.
But so we're gonna really test your full knowledge of Tomorrowland in general. But yeah, are you?
My coffee.
Are you ready for some Tomorrowland trivia, April?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So, can you tell me what is the only Disney theme park without a Space Mountain? I think Matt's nodding like he knows this one.
I hope so.
Is it Tokyo?
It is not Tokyo.
Darn it.
Matt?
Shanghai.
It is Shanghai.
Oh, darn it.
I
knew that one too.
They have Tron instead.
I knew that.
And soon we'll have both down in Walt Disney World, but for now...
I will.
Yeah. Well, not that soon, I guess, a couple of years, but... All right, how about this one? This is a movie question about Tomorrowland, but not the movie Tomorrowland.
Oh.
I'm throwing curveballs left and right here. Okay. In what Disney animated film does Tomorrowland have a cameo, though it's called Todayland? So we see some architecture we recognize as a Disney park Tomorrowland, but it shows the name as Todayland.
Nope, Matt.
No guess for we might be.
I have no idea.
Tomorrowland. Doesn't look like Matt knows this one either.
I think I was able to figure it out. I hope I'm right. Is it Meet the Robinsons?
It's Meet the Robinsons.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you need to see it.
I'm going to say that Meet the Robinsons is one of the more underrated Disney movies.
It is.
The visuals are not amazing. They're okay. But I think the story and the characters are really fun.
I honestly would have never guessed that.
I think it's worth watching. All right, well, let's give you this one.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Taking all my points.
All right, how about this? What is the name of the father in the Carousel of Progress?
Oh, man. I can hear it being said, too, in the scene. I can't think of it. Nope, Matt.
Just a name.
I'm just going to hand everything to you.
You don't want to just throw out a name?
No idea.
Any name?
I have no idea. I'm going to get it wrong.
Matt, do you have a guess?
John?
Do you know? Sorry, what was it?
Is it John?
It is John. I was trying to help you, April. I was just like, what's the most normal, common, average name you could think of?
That's me ask for like last
I'm
name.
failing
or
on this part.
All right, I think you might know this one.
Might.
What's the name of the talking trash can that once was found roaming Tomorrowland in Walt Disney World? I'll give you a hint. His name was written right on the trash can, right on the little door.
I have
there.
no idea. I've never seen him.
You never saw this? They retired him a few years back, but there was a talking trash can that used to interact with guests at Tomorrowland, and his name was written on the door. John, do you know this one?
Wow, I'm failing.
Give me Matt.
Oh, sorry.
I'm taking over John from Carousel Progress.
It's funny because I had the name. I'm staring at the answer, and I saw the name John right above it on my question sheet, and I just said John. Matt.
I'm sorry, April. I do. It's Push.
It is Push because that's
No.
it's written, on the trash cans. It says Push on there, so he just got the name of Push.
I have no life.
He
brought me on the show just so he could annihilate me.
That's what it is. This was a big scheme by Matt here, just to look really smart in front of. No, I'm just joking. All right, one more here, and this one has two possible answers, so maybe that might help. So when Walt Disney World opened, there were only two attractions in Tomorrowland. Can you name one of the two attractions?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain was not one of them, actually.
What? Oh, man.
Matt, can you name me one of these attractions?
I'm trying to think. Was the People Mover one of them?
Believe it or not, the People Mover was not open yet. So
Is it Carousel of Progress,
no points in this one. Carousel of Progress was moved over a little bit later.
What?
Wait. Is it?
It wasn't Alien.
So no points on this one, but
I'm just trying to think
come
now.
up with them, yeah.
Is it Mission to Mars?
Mission to Mars was not there either.
It was an Astro Orbiter because that was after
That
People
was
Mover.
a little after too. I'll give you a hint. So one of these is still there, though it has a different name.
Oh, the
today.
Speedway?
The Speedway is one, and then one of them is closed now. But it was
It was an Alien
Skyway.
Encounter, right?
It was actually the Skyway to
Skyway.
Fantasyland.
Man, that's a hard one.
That was it. That was a good one. All right, well, Matt has pulled away here a little bit, but we actually have 5 more questions to these, so we'll see if we can trip him up again on these.
He's gonna get all of them. I'm not even gonna.
You're gonna get all these.
All right, well, how about this one? What attraction can be found in Disneyland's Tomorrowland as well as Disney's Hollywood Studios?
This is going to April, right?
Oh, sorry, no, that was the end. Sorry, that was the end of April. Sorry, I wasn't clear enough about that. So this is over to Matt.
That's Star Tours.
That is Star Tours. Okay.
I'm just trying my best.
All right, let's go international again. Which Disney park has a Jules Verne themed Discoveryland as its Tomorrowland?
I just went here, so I ought to know this. It's Disneyland Paris.
Disneyland Paris. Okay. How about this? What is the name of the musical entertainment for guests at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Who performs there?
Love this guy. Sunny Eclipse.
Sunny Eclipse. Okay, we got a couple more here. All right, so Stitch's Great Escape may or may not be closed at this point. That replaced the extraterrestrial alien encounter, which replaced what?
Was this Mission to Mars?
This was Mission to Mars. You mentioned it earlier.
Okay. That one, I'm like, maybe there was one in between. I'm like, right.
And then, here it is. Sorry. And then our last question here. What is the only opening day Disneyland Tomorrowland attraction that is still in operation today?
Now this one's hard. The only attraction that's opening day, is this the People Mover?
This is not a People Mover because that's not even there today, actually.
Oh, that's
in
true.
Disneyland, right?
In Disneyland, yeah, Disneyland.
Are you talking that's not refurbished?
It's gotten some facelifts over the years, but it's pretty much in the same, more or less, state as it was back in 1950. I shouldn't even say it's the same. I mean, it's gone over a lot. I mean, it's 60 years later. It's gone over somewhat. Do you know it? Or no, sorry, April. Do you know it?
I was gonna say Space Mountain, but now I'm questioning myself.
No, it's not Space. Space Mountain actually opened in Walt Disney World before Disneyland. That always trips me up, but I've driven it in at this point because it's. I
haven't been to Disneyland that much.
Right, Matt. Do you think you came up with it?
I do, but I want like April. If she has a guess.
She guessed Space. She guessed Space Mountain.
Yeah, it was.
So I don't know if it was called this, but the Astro Orbiter or Star Jets, I think they used to be called.
Well, you're right that it used to be called that, but actually the answer is Autopia.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would never guess that.
Autopia goes all the way back. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny that both of these Tomorrowlands have held on to their Speedway attractions, which, in my personal opinion, I always say that if they want to get rid of it, I would like the Dynamite gladly, but that's just my opinion. I guess if you're a kid, it's fun, but just when I walk by that thing, I see a huge piece of real estate, I smell gasoline, and I just want it gone. Well, things have pulled away for Matt just a little bit here. I mean. But, this last category is going to be a lot of fun, and I made it the last category knowing that it's possible that this could either be the big determining one or it could be just some fun at this point. I don't think it's possible for Matt to be caught at this point, right? He got, I don't know. I can do the math here. He got all 5 of these, which was 10, and then 4 more, which is...
You helped me get into the college program,
he's up to, there you go.
It's more important.
So we're up to 27 here, something like that. I'll have the score up. I believe it's 27 that you're up to. To 5. So, actually, I think if you got I was gonna say, April, that if you got every question right, but I think even that would not get you up. But that's okay because this is gonna be a fun one, and it is finish the attraction quote. So I will start a quote and you'll have to finish it for me. Now I won't be super strict on these with every single little word right, but if you can convince me you know where this quote is supposed to go next, I'll give you the points, which again I'm
gonna still fail
much at this point. But let's see how you do. I think I tried to balance this one out. So our first question here, April, I'll give it to you, is thank the Phoenicians.
They invented them. Of course.
I
want a backstage tour of that ride.
Oh, very cool. That sounds
Keep me to that. I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, me too. I've seen. You can find on YouTube, I think, someone up top there, like in like the. I don't even know what it is, but they're like 3/4 of the way up on Spaceship Earth, like looking out through the cracks. It's really cool.
That's so cool.
And there's like all the cast members like wrote their name on the wall who had been up there and stuff. All right, next question here and finish the attraction quote. Every room has wall-to-wall creeps.
I know it's Haunted Mansion. I don't know.
Every room has wall-to-wall creeps.
And then the works. It's and something.
And something. Does Matt know?
Do you want to pass it, April, or do you want to take a shot?
Yeah, you can go.
Is it in hot and cold running chills?
And hot and cold running chills is correct.
This is all I listen to.
All right, this is a tough. I know. Right? This is a tougher one. Let's see. We'll stick with April on this. Usually at the end here, I would kind of alternate, but since we're kind of just in the fun stage, we're just gonna stick with April.
Matt's gonna get everything, so it's fine.
It's all right.
I haven't gotten everything.
You haven't gotten everything. All right, try this one on April. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator, still in operation.
Waiting for you.
Waiting for you. You got it. Okay.
It's a good one.
How about this one? This one's a little bit easier one. Go ahead, Brer Fox. Skin me if you like.
I have no idea.
Oh, no? I'll do it. I'll try my southern accent. Go ahead, Brer Fox. Skin me if you like. I can't do a southern accent. I'm from the Northeast. I can't do it.
South Boston.
Yeah.
Matt.
Go ahead, Brer Fox. Skin me if you like. You don't know?
Nope.
Matt?
But please don't fling me that briar patch.
Please don't throw me that there briar patch. That's Splash Mountain right before you go down the drop there. All right, this one I think is really tough. The gods have been angered. April?
Oh.
Any inkling here? I almost didn't put this one in because I thought it was so hard. I did a test audience this morning, and
what even attraction is this?
The gods have been angered. I'll give you the attraction. It's from the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Oh, I have no idea.
The gods have been angered. Does Matt have it?
I do, but I wanted to give April a shot.
Nope, it's not. I'm not gonna get it.
By all the celebrating.
By all the celebrating. This is right as the everything kind of reaches its big peak, and then there's a clap of thunder, and one of them declares that the gods have been angered by all the celebrating. All right, let's run through 5 more of these with Matt going first. How about this one, Matt? This one might be a layup for you. I didn't put any Kilimanjaro in, but I put this one from Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Still not our dino, but
at least this one's a vegetarian.
All right, what about this? This actually might be the hardest one of the bunch. I am not your mother.
Man, I'm trying to think what even this attraction is from.
Yeah.
I'm not your mother. Ooh.
Does April know?
No.
No.
Not your mother.
All right, I'll try.
Walt Disney World attraction?
It is Walt Disney World.
These are all Walt Disney World.
These are all Walt Disney World. Sorry, I didn't mention that, but I'll try to do the voice, and that might give a hint. I am not your mother.
Oh. Wait. This is I know this is from Toy Story Mania. I'm trying to think what Sarge says next. Break those plates.
Break those plates. You got it.
That was really hard.
So I heard yeah, that was a tough one. I had to do the impression just to
get it new.
So I heard this anecdotally. I can't confirm this is actually true, but I read this or I heard a podcast somewhere that they put this line of dialogue in, I'm not your mother, break those plates, because in tests, people were actually kind of hesitant to break plates. Like, it felt like so real that it was almost like it's almost tough to, like, you're not used to, like, just throwing something at a plate that's realistic, and it felt, so they just, like, had to encourage people to break the plates.
I'm hoping that's true.
I hope that's
so
true.
Cool.
I mean, again, I heard it more anecdotally than from an actual Disney source, but it's believable, so I'm going to go with it. All right, here's a classic that I think will be an easy one. This includes cameras, purses, hats, and of course,
these little beauties.
These little beauties. Our friend Patrick over at Soarin'. How about this one? No, por favor, no.
I know it's from Pirates. I'm trying to
Yes.
think of what she says next. The next line of that. Is it "Don't tell him, Carlos"?
It is not. April, do you have a guess here?
No idea.
Well, I'll give you a hint then, Matt. It's not the woman. It's Carlos himself. Who's saying,
I will not talk.
I will not talk. Is the correct answer.
Where is that?
So
That's
this is
the
in
well.
they're dunking the magistrate in the well.
Yep,
And,
I know exactly where you're.
Por favor, no, I will not talk.
Yeah, that's hard.
And then
But I like it.
our final question here for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the eighth wonder of the world.
Do you want to do it, April?
No,
Sorry.
you
Let's
can
go.
go.
The backside of water.
The backside of
That's my
water.
favorite quote.
Sorry, you didn't get that one. All right, I kind of just be honest with everybody. I kind of lost track of the score there. I wasn't paying much attention at the end there.
Because Matt annihilated me,
I
so
will,
we don't even need a score.
Yeah, it'll be, if you're watching the video version, it's up here somewhere. If not, I think if you're on the podcast version, Matt takes this one. Fantastic performance by Matt, one of the better ones we've had here. I'm going to have you back one of these days with some real toughies. I always like to keep
That's
it,
where I'll really lose.
That's why, well, I always want to be a balance somewhere, and I do take a little bit of pleasure in stumping people who really know their stuff. But I think we still had some fun here despite the lopsided score. But thank you so much for being here and taking time out from your summer volleyball morning, April. I hope you still enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Well, good. So why don't you one last time tell all the viewers and listeners where they can find you on the interwebs?
Want to go first, Matt?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So Imagine Your Podcast, again on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. And on Facebook and Instagram at Imagine Your Podcast, Twitter at Imagine Your Audio. And definitely check out April, too.
Yep, I'm at Imagination Destinations by April on Facebook and Instagram. And then we have a website, imaginationdestinationstravel.com. And I promise I'm a lot better at travel than Disney trivia.
Yeah, I know personally.
So
definitely check out Imagine Your Podcast. And if you're looking to book a trip, hit up April's site for sure. So thank you again for your time and for all the Disney fun today. Thanks, guys.
yeah, thanks for having us.
So that does it. Matt pulled that one out big time with a pretty landslide victory. Just a really quick word about that very last quote, not the last quote, the second to last quote. I just wrote down the wrong thing entirely. And the second I read it out, I knew that I wrote the wrong quote for what I wanted to say. No, por favor, no is a different part of that scene of Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's "I am no chicken, I will not talk" is the other sort of line that he repeats, and that's what I meant to put down, and I put sort of a mix of the two scenes, so I'm sorry about that, but fortunately at that point the game was very much decided in Matt's favor, so great job to him, one of the better performances we've had on the Diz Quiz. I'd love to have him back someday. But until then, I'd love for you to stick around here for new episodes hopefully coming much sooner than between these last couple of episodes. I really appreciate you sticking with me through those gaps. I want to make them smaller and fewer and far between whenever possible. And hopefully more Diz Quiz coming very soon. So subscribe for the updates on that so you know. Hit the bell on YouTube so you know exactly when a new episode comes out. And there's a growing contingent of podcast listeners. I never thought that this show would be great as a podcast and it would work, but I'm seeing a bigger growth over there than I am on YouTube, which is amazing. So thank you to all my podcast listeners. Leaving a review on the Apple Podcast Store means a lot to me because it gets us even more exposure and more listeners. And the more of you out there, the more I'm motivated to keep making awesome Diz Quiz content for you. And it just makes everything a lot more fun to see that community keep on growing. So thanks for being out there. Thanks for supporting. And until next time, I've been Tommy T. This has been the Diz Quiz, and we will see you real soon. Bye-bye.